Yeah, good day everyone. Welcome to this episode of Asiwaju Elegboogi's Herbal lecture. We have taken it upon ourselves to educate people, not just those who are interested in practicing alternative medicine, but also our listeners, our viewers, and our customers, and also everyone who is interested in gaining more knowledge about alternative medicine. Yeah, today, please sit down. Try as much as you could to have a pen with you because you are going to learn a lot. This lecture is going to open your eye to a lot of things, and we are going to clear a lot of misconceptions. People have seen alternative medicine to be the bad thing. It has been demonized by the Western culture and the Western people. Those who are practicing orthodox medicine, our medical practitioners, have been trained specially to speak down, to speak ill, and to also demonize the use of alternative medicine with a lot of excuses. But today in this lecture, we are going to shed light on a lot of things, and I bet you will learn a lot, and this will be an eye-opener that will make you to be one of the believers and the user of alternative medicine. Let us go straight into the lecture. The origin of alternative medicine. Like I said, alternative medicine. Ordinarily, this word alternative means a second tier or something you can use to replace. But as a practitioner and as an African, a Nigerian, a Westerner, a pure Yoruba breed, I will call it African medicine. To us, it is not an alternative. So African medicine. So when we now talk about the origin, you see, African alternative medicine is divided into three categories. The categories are here. One, the divinity aspect. This aspect of the African alternative medicine is practiced by the Ifa oracles, those people that engage in divination, consultation to really know what is happening. In the modern day medicine, this is called diagnosis and prognosis. In the Islamic world, they call it ruqya. That is the spiritual aspect of the alternative medicine. The second part of it is the spiritualism or the ritual. When this set of Ifa oracles, when they look for what is happening to someone spiritually, after getting what the problem is, they will say that we need to perform ritual. We need to do some spiritual aspect of alternative medicine. That is the second aspect of the African alternative medicine, which is the spiritualism or the ritual aspect. The third one is medicinal or herbalism. This medicinal or herbalism is what a lot of people are practicing. And this does not invoke of any spirit or pouring any kind of incantation. However, if you are an African alternative practitioner, there is something you would need to know very well. Whether you practice it or not, you must be grounded in knowledge in these three aspects. Because when we look at the concept of illness and diseases, there are some illness or some diseases that are spiritual in nature. For example, in Yoruba land, there is what they call ata, that invoke spirits of the gods against someone. For example, if I believe in God of Iron, Ogun, and somebody has offended me or somebody has come to steal my properties, I can invoke the spirit of Shokono, Ogun, or Chongo to the person, and that person will be unfortunate. A lot of calamities and misfortune will be on that person. The best way to evade or to remove those kind of misfortune and calamity is to look for an Ifa oracle who will do a divination to know the source of that person's problem. After knowing the source, this person will still not give the solution. He will now proceed further in doing some ritual, the ritual and spiritualism. After cleansing that person spiritually, then they will now engage in medicinal or herbalism. So these three works together. But today, a lot of people, because of religion, they've shied away from these two aspects of African alternative medicine. And that is why when they say there is jinn, there is bad spirit inside someone's body, there is no amount of leaf that you want to put together that will cure that person if you do not involve some aspect of spiritualism, ritual, or divination. So African alternative medicine is very wide. It is well encompassing, and that is why it has been divided into three categories. So let me now ask you, who is a traditional healer? A traditional healer is an individual who has a well encompassing knowledge of the divinity aspects, the ritual or spiritualism aspect, and the medicinal aspect of the African alternative medicine. Who can consult the Ifa or the oracle on what is happening to a particular patient whose disease or ailment is beyond the ordinary. And after doing that, after getting to know the root, who can also perform some spiritual ritual to appease the gods or to make life easy for the patient. That kind of individual can also be an individual who has a depth knowledge of what? Of the medicinal or herbalism aspect of the African alternative medicine. It is possible for you to focus on this alone, but anything that has to do with the spiritual, you just have to leave it out of your way and give it to those who know more about it. If you use roots, stems, seeds, barks alone for the purpose of medicinal or herbalism, you are known as an herbal doctor or onishegun in Yoruba. While someone who engages in the spiritualism or the ritual aspect of alternative medicine is called babalawo. While someone who engages in the divinity aspect of alternative medicine can be called onifa or ifa oracle. So these are the three categories of people that engage in these three aspects of alternative medicine. So we cannot have a well-encompassing traditional healer who would know the three aspects of the alternative medicine. So we'll now talk about the concept of illness and diseases. Illness and diseases, some of them are not natural. There are some illness and diseases that are spiritual. What happens in the physical realm are determined in the spiritual realm. To make them being able to treat someone very well. That is why under alternative medicine, there is an aspect where healers look for animal parts. All forms of animal parts, including the urine, the feces, the horn, the eye, the nose, the belly, anything, animal skin, to perform ritual. For example, if you see someone who is engaging in difficulty and trying to give birth, they will ask them to look for pork for that kind of ritual. Some even use goat. If you are looking for, if they want someone to give birth, they said go and look for a goat, that a female goat that has given birth about 4 or 5 times. Or leinue, the fetus is what they will use for ritual for that person who is looking for child. All these are the spiritual aspect of alternative medicine. Some people still practice it today, and those things are not against any religion. It is just a way of using African alternative medicine to provide solutions to varieties of health challenges. When we are now talking about the African alternative medicine, what brought about African alternative medicine? We will now look at people's culture, their background, their community, their history, their beliefs. All these things put together bring forth about African alternative medicine. For example, if you go to the Ibibio, they have their culture. They know what they use some particular leaves to treat. If you go to Ghana, if you go to Cameroon, if you come to Nigeria, probably you come to the southwest, the northern part of the country, they have their leaves, their roots, their stems, their bark that they use to provide solutions to their varieties of health challenges that have been facing them from time immemorial. Apart from culture, religion, in Africa, we are known to be traditional worshippers before the advent of Christianity and Islam. So under traditional worshiping, we have how we take care of our health. We can use our gods, invoke spirits, we use our rivers and the likes. We also use our leaves to look for solutions to varieties of health challenges. In Yoruba land, there are people we call agbebi. They are called midwives. The agbebis are the one that perform surgery when you are giving birth, when you cannot labor on your own as a woman. They will do the surgery, and we have those people when you have an accident and you have fracture. We have these people, they are local bone doctors. The local bone doctors will do it in a way that you will still be able to walk again. But we have shifted away from all these things and we have embraced orthodox medicine, the Western medicinal way. However, these things still work effectively for those who know them very well. And also, we said belief that are what? Prevalent. All the belief, what we believe in, for example, in Yoruba land, there is what we call bitter leaf, ewuro. It is known that if you take bitter leaf once or twice in a week very well, you'll be far away from the problem of constipation, problem of diabetes, and even typhoid. These are the beliefs we have in our plants, and we have checked the phytonutrients and phytochemical combination of all these plants. It has been evidently shown that these things contain some nutrients that can fight all these diseases aforementioned. So, belief is also one of the sources of African alternative medicine. And aside from that, we have the background knowledge. Some people have this knowledge, they've done a lot of researches in their local way, and they've passed it from offspring to offspring. They've documented it, and this is a way of telling people that African alternative medicine and its efficacy is 100% authentic. So, as a student of African alternative medicine, it should be noted that African alternative medicine has been existing before Western medicine, and those who have deviated away from it are suffering from it today. It is good to note that African alternative medicine, when used properly, will not give you any kind of side effects, and it will what? Take you to a level where the disease or the infection you are trying to treat or the ailment you are trying to treat will be eradicated totally, and it will not keep reoccurring, unlike orthodox medicine. For example, you want to treat glaucoma, just look for original honey, honeycomb, the bees, and locust beans. These 4 things together should be blended together in a blender, and someone who has glaucoma should take 2 spoons just once daily, or you can use it to take pap. The eye will clear and the defect will go away in just 2 weeks. So this is something that is evident to treat glaucoma. We have a lot of other things we can use herbs to treat. In our next class, we'll be talking more about the uses of herbs and how alternative medicine has helped in what? Shaping the African medicinal environment. Thank you and God bless you. Kindly follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram and YouTube at Asiwaju Elegboogi.